I hear you. All right, guys. Well, I mean, I think that's probably enough of playoff expansion talk for now until something else happens. Honke, are you ready to talk some football?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's put on our scarlet-colored glasses, and sounds like we have some tweets of the week. Honk, what do we got?
Well, so it starts off here with a week ago we talked about how Frost and the staff they made quite a bit of news by taking the entire staff to Omaha and going to the Omaha Coaches Clinic. Well, last week Mark Waller, who he coaches with Elkhorn South, but he's also been the Lincoln North Star and I think Lincoln Northeast head coach in the past too. And so he's the president of the Lincoln Football Coaches Association, and they had their clinic event last week too, and the entire staff came to that. And so he tweeted, greatly appreciate Coach Frost and the entire staff of Nebraska football coming out to the event, and special thanks to Coach Shenander and Whipple for giving great presentations. Following that, another tweet of the week was that we have a commitment, and it came from Sam Sledge, InState Legacy. We talked about him last week. Bob Sledge was his dad, and he was a football player, offensive lineman back in the 80s, and was an all-conference player. And so we now are starting to build up the commitments coming from the in-state list. And I talked about that last week. And to show some of the in-state recruiting right now, we have 8 players from 2023 that all either could or potentially do already or could have offers. And Gunnar Gotchula, Benjamin Brahmer, and Sam Sledge already have committed to Nebraska. They're from Lincoln Southeast, Pearson Creighton Prep. Malachi Coleman, 6'5", 175, a wide receiver from Lincoln East. Maverick Noonan, 6'4", 222, defensive end, outside linebacker from Elkhorn South. They all have offers. And then 3 players that are getting, each have 3 stars, and they're getting a lot of look right now are Zane Flores, the quarterback from Gretna, Brock Knutson, offensive tackle from Scottsbluff, and Benny Ngoyi from a wide receiver from Lincoln High. There's a good chance, I think, that 1 or 2 of those 3 could be getting an offer. And the one that probably won't, if I had to make my guess, is Zane Flores, the quarterback. And the reason why is because tonight we have a new recruit, William Watson, the third dual threat quarterback, 6 foot, 185, class of 2023 from Springfield, Massachusetts. And he had offers from Arizona, Boston College, Kentucky, Michigan, and several others there. And that was a big get tonight. It was kind of a surprising get, kind of came out of nowhere. He did come to the junior day a week or 2 back. But what's interesting to me with Watson is that, he mentions a couple of the quotes I saw read tonight. I've been working with Whipple since I was in 6th grade when he was at UMass. And I think that he trusts me similar to the way I trust him. With his offense, there's an answer for every situation. Every defense, he has an answer for it, and he has multiple plays like that. I feel like the way I can read a defense is perfect for both of us. What intrigues me is that he's listed as a dual threat quarterback. He's certainly mobile, and Whipple was going after him even at Pittsburgh. So when you think about Whipple's offense and what can it be, can a quarterback still be running in it? Could you run some option? Oh no, he's just going to run the stuff that he was doing back at Pitt and everything. No, I mean he was even willing at Pitt to go after a quarterback that had more mobility than Pickett, right? We've got the quarterback now. If you look at the recruiting class for 2023, updated with Watson, there's Gotchula, there's Brahmer and Sledge, the in-state kids, but there's Dwight Boodle, and that'd be DiCaprio's younger brother, cornerback, 5'11", 165 from Miami, and then Watson, now the quarterback from Massachusetts. So, it's starting to come together. It's early, but to have 5 recruits already out of this and 4 of the 5 are on offense, you can certainly see a trend there, Dave, and the trend is towards offense. And I'm just really intrigued with the quarterback spot right now. I think a lot of people thought the second Whipple got hired, Rob singing, pass the ball. And, if you're going to pass the ball, you got to Whipple. And, at the very least, we've recruited some QBs that can use their legs too. And that excites me.
When's the last time we had a recruit from Massachusetts?
My goodness. I don't know. Tony Ortiz he was Connecticut. I'm trying to think. I mean, we don't go up into the New Englandish area very often.
Springfield, isn't that? Basketball was invented in Springfield, Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, geez.
I thought Connecticut was in Massachusetts.
Rob's lack of knowledge of geography.
I mean,
revealed.
Yeah, New England, right?
Isn't that a state? No, I mean,
Boston's
it
not a
is
state.
interesting. I guess this is where I would say again, where I think Zane Flores should get a scholarship, because even though it sounds like he has Pops Watson. I love the nickname Pops. That's great. Has a good relationship with Whipple, and they obviously trust each other. That a quarterback from Massachusetts coming to Nebraska. I mean, maybe he gets here, maybe he doesn't. If he gets here, maybe he stays, maybe he doesn't. But I think that's a perfect reason why you take a second quarterback here that's in-state kid who is just right down the road, and you don't have to worry about your your offensive coordinator's protege leaving at any time, especially with Whipple. I mean, by the time that Pops Watson is starting for us, Whipple's going to be 68, 69 years old. I don't know how long Mark Whipple's going to coach. So I just feel like this is another reason why you should take Flores.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, and he had 7 quarterbacks on scholarship at Pitt. That he's not opposed to having numbers there. Frost in the past from day one here said he wanted 5 on scholarship. And to your point there, between, Torres and Heinrich and Smothers, and then Purdy and Thompson, the likelihood all 5 of them, that there's no movement, that 12 months from now, all 5 of them are still here. Just the way that college football is, seems like people are moving around a little bit. And the guys that have transferred here are going to be less likely to transfer out. They'd have to be sitting out a season. But the point is, taking 2 quarterbacks in a season doesn't sound so weird anymore. I mean, really, we just took 3. We've taken 3 now in the last 2 months that are going to be on the team next season. Now with
at different grade levels, but to your point, I mean, we've added a lot to the room.
Yep, absolutely.
What do you think about his height? Right, he's only 6 foot, which I think is really interesting. I mean, if they listen at 6 foot, he's probably 5'11" at best. And it's probably kept maybe. I think he has a pretty good offer list, to be honest with you. Right, Oregon, Michigan, a few others. Definitely Power 5 offers. And he started his freshman year in Massachusetts. I mean, obviously, extremely talented. Kid. Sounds like he can throw the ball around the yard. Really smart. Obviously, if you start as a freshman, you got to really understand the game early. But it is interesting. He's not as big as someone like Flores or like Torres or Harburg. So he is a little bit shorter. But there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that do just fine at 6 foot.
Yeah, it's a different body build, body style. It's the dual threat, right? Where back in December, those initial QBs, the ones that we were looking at and not getting right away, the guy from like USC and maybe the transfer from
Slovis,
yeah, there were some other guys too that we didn't get, and people were starting to freak out. And oh my gosh! And I was just, first off, that wasn't the QB I was looking for, anyways. And I was hoping that we continue to maintain at least some dual threat kind of ability out of our QBs. And so far, every single quarterback that they've now gone after since Whipple's gotten here has matched that. And what's interesting with Watson, again, is that this isn't Whipple coming to Nebraska and adapting his style because he's working under Coach Frost. He was already going after and working with Watson for the last few years up in Massachusetts anyways. So he was interested in this kid if he had stayed at Pitt. And that shows me that, his offense can be very adaptable to different types of QBs and do different things. Because I keep forgetting Pickett. Is that
Pickett? Yeah.
Pickett. Jesus. I keep thinking Pickens, but I think Rob was saying Pickens on a previous show, and it could suck my head. Pickett, anyone that watched that guy, I mean, he was not mobile. That guy did not have near
what about the fake slide? He was running really fast. That
was amazing.
That
was amazing. But the skill sets that he brings compared to the skill sets I think that we're going to have with Thompson, or the skill sets that we could, have if Smothers was playing, they are totally different, and yet you can adapt. And as Watson says here, with his offense, there's an answer for every situation, and he can find a way to get a QB to play. I'm really interested to watch this spring and see how he uses the 5 QBs that are going to be here. Really the 4, I guess. Torres, I don't know how much he's going to be doing coming off the injury, but the other 4 is to see how he utilizes their skill sets specific to each one. Some others might be doing some things different from Heinrich and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I mean, it's a pretty good start to the class already, right? Is that 5 or 6?
That's 5
with multiple in states and a couple of East Coast kids. So it's a really good start, and it'll be interesting to see where they pick up with this momentum over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they haven't even started with Texas or Florida yet.
Yeah,
Boodle's from Florida.
Oh, he's Boodle's from Florida.
Boodle's Florida. Well, and we also have the camp schedule that just came out in this last week, and some of this will, work with some of our recruiting. But the coaches clinic is coming up in March 25th to 26th, open to all high school NAIA and D3 coaches. The featured speakers are going to be Arizona Cardinals DC Vance Joseph, brother of Mickey, and then former Atlanta Falcons head coach Mike Smith, or at least they're expected to be, is what I read. The pipeline camp for the linemen, that's going to be Saturday, June 18th. And then there's a couple of Friday night light camps on Friday, June 3rd and Friday, June 17th. So recruiting opportunities for fans to get out there and see some of the up and coming players come here. And I'll never forget going to the one 5-6 years ago where Micah Parsons came to it and was running routes, running pass routes, and was probably never really serious about coming to Nebraska, but just, having him on the field, it was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with the COVID year, it's so crazy. Micah Parsons played 3 years at Penn State. Already he's got 1 year in the books in the NFL and the Cowboys. And there's guys from that same class that are like, I don't know, redshirt juniors or something like that, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, no kidding. They're going to be 6th-year juniors next year, probably. So.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is going to be a 3-year vet by the time they get to the league, if they ever get there. Just nuts, man. Just nuts. All right, guys. Anything else football-wise, Honke?
No, I think that like I said, it's kind of a light week, but we'll. It's going to start up real quick next week. On Monday, we've got spring ball starting, so there'll be plenty to talk about there, and we'll start to give some spring previews. I know when Rob and I talk with Jim in Minnesota and Husk guys, we're going to be doing a lot of talking about the spring camp and what we're expecting and what we want to see. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Cool. All right.